about to find out. The margin is 27 points. Friday night football. Simmons Stadium. Opening bounce. Geelong with a lot to do. Naismith goes up and wins decisively. Coming up the line, Towers. Straight though to Duncan. Down goes Guthrie. Lloyd waiting for him almost. Ambushed him. And a ball up.
Straight here, guys.
Out towards right centre wing for the Cats. Naismith outmanoeuvred that time by Zach Smith in the opposite direction. Hanbury got boot to ball, moved it. That was good. Towers inside the forward 50. Loose ball at the back. Kolodjasny gets back, slips a hand pass away to Lonergan. Lonergan a high ball out towards the boundary. Coming back with courage, Parker. Offhands Cockatoo, smothered brilliantly by Mitchell. Cockatoo goes again in a tight situation, gets away, beats a couple, and now he's scurrying around the outer side. Kicks it down towards half forward. Going back McVeigh. Aaliyah perfectly positioned, comes away with the footy.
And strides away purposely to centre wing. Cockatoo was good a moment ago. Parker breaking the tackle, releasing Mitchell back to Parker. Wants to go to Kennedy, does. Kennedy's in scoring range. Goes for it and gets it home. Team footy by the Swans. Gee, they were good there. They thought their way through their good players, didn't they? And they gave it to a good player, Dennis, who rammed it home.
And symptomatic of the night, isn't it? Cockatoo does something brilliant on the outer side, and Sydney's response is a goal.
And started with Aaliyah, who's poised tonight, has been, I think, in his third game, impressive.
Does he have a middle name?
For all of Nakia Cockatoo's good work here, the kick inside the Geelong forward line, it was the fact that Geelong were then just ball watching and weren't thinking about defence. Once Sydney won it, Sydney had all the numbers in the attacking half of the ground, and they were able to just run it through. Good finish by Josh Kennedy. Perfect start for the Swans.
Selwood digs it out of the middle, kicks inside the forward 50. Hey! Dangerfield takes the mark opposed to Rampy. Two of the stars of the night. And Dangerfield will line up a goal from about 45 metres out, perhaps a little further. Man on the mark is 45 metres out. Dangerfield, 18 possessions. That's right, 18 in the opening term. But now has 26. They've worked hard on him and they've done very well, Sydney. He became a team project. Kick is on the way. It's missing. Well wide of the mark. Clever by Naismith, just helping the ball on its way. Young Sam Naismith, a commentator's dream. He's got long hair, a glove, socks up, and he's 2006 centimetres. We'll get him.
2006, that is tall. You are centimetre perfect usually, aren't you?
I just put another zero in there. Buttress my case.
I wish I could do that with my bank balance, Dennis.
Aaliyah. You don't need to, Lingy.
Yeah, come on,
And the mayor of Geelong's well off. Good mark taken by Rowan. We saw those numbers for Geelong's last quarters. They haven't lost the last quarter all year. They've been hammering teams, but they do need to hammer big time here tonight.
Move it on. Play on.
Rowan's been more than useful, hasn't he? Kicks it down the line. Sinclair. Big fly came from Parker early. Kennedy and Guthrie wrap one another up. Off the ground by Selwood. And a boundary throw in.
He's been bumped.
No huge influence, Selwood, tonight. In fact, Sydney's midfield collectively have outgunned Dangerfield and
absolutely. Leave out Patrick Dangerfield's first quarter.
Yep.
That entire Sydney midfield have just dominated the Geelong midfield. Selwood not much impact. Guthrie pretty quiet night as well. And since quarter time, Paddy Dangerfield very quiet.
Just off Hawkins there. Grundy, Parker. Here are a few of these midfielders. Jack spreading it. Mills kicks to half forward. Strong effort by Kolodjasny. No mark though. A bit of bash and crash. And Sydney, this is all they have to do, Cam, really, is Papley to continue to make contested football and slow it down and keep the pressure on them. It's going to be impossible, we think, for Geelong.
If they turn this into an arm wrestle for 3 or 4 minutes and then just somehow manufacture a goal, the game's done. The game's cooked. And they might even get... No, Geelong ball here. I thought it might have been going Sydney's way. But that's all they need to do. Hold on 4 or 5 minutes, not let Geelong score a goal. Turn it round and kick one themselves.
Mackey with a good kick. Finds Duncan in midfield to Dangerfield. Suddenly a lot of space. And again, Cockatoo needs to go hard. Well, took his eye off the football. Rampy did not. Cockatoo, half chance. Rampy just wrenched it back, wanted it more. Mills gets it across towards Jones. Awkward bounce, and now they're out. It's 3-on-1. Mitchell wants to run at the defender, has a couple of bounces. Not the quickest man in the world. Papley comes up to assist, not required. Brilliant kick by Mitchell. And Franklin has taken the mark in the left full forward pocket. Just backs off. Well, this is slack. Rose is marked. 15 metres out.
Slack's the right word, Dennis. Geelong slow to get back and help Tom Lonergan out on Buddy Franklin. He found the space initially, but then they had plenty of time to make sure that Franklin was going to be kicking from that pocket. Just allowed Rose to slot in behind. We found out his nickname is Peanut.
In comes Rose.
A bit of fun.
And he's missed everything. You brought that up at a very good time. A Geelong man, obviously your voice carries, Lingy.
You can't call a bloke Peanut when he's having a shot
That's
for goal.
right.
You can do it if you're out on the field. Geez, a big miss, isn't it? Enright. Straight down the middle. Done it a lot tonight. Geelong hasn't really come off. Mitchell has built a terrific game. Hanbury's been excellent all night. Wide. Blitzhouse probably should have taken the mark there. Puts Lonergan under pressure. Gets it back to Enright. Good give to Mackie. They've both been good, Enright and Mackie. Spirals it forward. Strong mark by Clark. He's had a quiet night. Selwood running through the centre. Motlop. Oh, brilliantly done by young Mills. He's had a couple of big plays in the centre of the ground. Ball hooked over the back. Turnover. Kennedy bangs the ball forward. What a win for Sydney.
That was just sensational from Callum Mills. That intercept was a big spoil. That's been an unbelievable effort. They've destroyed Geelong off that half-back line with Aliir and Rampy.
So Towers, has he got the distance, Jude? Do you know him well enough? Has he got the length here?
This will test him. This is right on the distance for Dean Towers.
He's kicked one tonight. Gee, he struck it all right. He struck it all right.
Flushed it.
He's flushed it and kicked a couple. Gee, it's the sort of night that really unravels a footy team, doesn't it? I mean, this is a telling night now for the Cats. I mean, suddenly the season's unravelling for them. I mean, it looked so promising 3 weeks ago before the St Kilda game.
Yep. That big run of 3 games that they won against quality teams, and now they put themselves back behind the 8 ball.
Straight back.
Callum Mills just read that beautifully there, the interception. But then Geelong had another chance, just a poor, hopeful handball over the top. Kennedy got the ball forward, and Dean Towers with the quality finish. Well, Sydney just too strong. They have been brilliant tonight.
Dangerfield storms away. Guthrie. Duncan. Dangerfield. Can he score? Runs inside the 50. Kick is on the way. And it's good. Well, that annuls the previous score, although the goal umpire has some
I believe
doubts.
it's a goal. I just want to check that it didn't clip the post on the way through. Yeah, cool. Score review. Umpire scores a goal. Just check if it didn't hit the post.
Review underway.
I'll just go to the ball.
Umpire concerned that Rampy was taking ownership.
He's in perfect position to make a call there, the umpire.
What did you call it as?
Review complete. Confirm goal.
So, in the space of 20 seconds, the Cats answered.
She took about a lone hand tonight. I mean, that summed up his influence on Geelong, who are 5.5 goals down. Where would they be without him? And
that was a stirring goal, wasn't it?
Remarkable. I mean,
interesting with Motlop too. I remember late in the game against St Kilda, similar intercept, knocked it away. They got a goal. He had to get more body in the line of the bloke who was coming, and he wasn't prepared to.
So massive goal by Dangerfield. And the Cats skin it back to 5.5. Dangerfield again. Clark out of the centre. No mark taken by McCarthy.
Throw!
Gee, big turnover, big call here, Jack. deemed a throw.
Their tackling's been good.
Yeah.
Not just the numbers I'm talking about, the quality of them, just holding on there. And well, umpire, good decision. Didn't get a fist on it.
So Towers' free kick. So he's going to take it inside the forward 50, hugging that boundary line. Richards the first flyer, Clark belting it away. This is such a long way back here for Geelong. They're 65-7 since 2007. They lost a couple of games here. North Melbourne famously in round 5, and even more famously in round 21, I think, with Port Adelaide, when Cassisi's left foot wobbled through. We were here, Dennis, for both those games. I don't think you played in that round 21. I can't remember exactly.
No, I didn't. Bruce had a bit of soreness, general soreness.
Oh, Geelong!
So Cats free kick. Anyway, 65-7, including those two losses.
And still got it. There's Dangerfield. Beats one man, and the kick not so good. Bounces out towards the wing and goes out of bounds.
And Geelong haven't been able to transfer any of their winning the ball down back into goals down the other end. They haven't been able to rebound really successfully. 0 goals, chains of play stemming from the back 50, whereas Sydney, on the other hand, 8 goals. So they've been able to move it really well. Geelong, just no movement. Good defence by Sydney.
Here's Guthrie, got it from Duncan. Blixhouse was good moments ago. Here he is again for Duncan. Kicks towards the pocket. Jones in front, needs a spoil. Well done, Motlop, charging through his Hawkins. Pulls it back on the bounce. Murdoch couldn't control the footy. Got away. Aaliyah played it well twice. Motlop comes back. He's tackled. And we'll get a ball up, I think, about 25-30 metres out from Geelong's goal. And time now, a vital factor.
I think they found a tall defender, Sydney, don't you?
Terrific.
Ends up in the right spot, reads it well.
Holding, Sydney.
Aaliyah was really close to coming back in last week, but Jeremy Laidlaw obviously came back from injury, but he was very, very close to selection last week.
He was good in that game against Melbourne when it was bucketing down with rain, and still clean with the footy, still ended up in the right spots in conditions are extremely tough. They found another one there, the Swans.
So Lonergan picking that off. Interesting to see what Sydney do here, how defensively they play. I mean, if they continue to attack, you feel one more goal, we probably don't need another goal. Is that deliberate? I think it is.
Aaliyah from the East Fremantle Colts, who arrived at East Fremantle unannounced from Queensland.
Dan on the 50.
That's a very good player. Guthrie, centering ball in from the side. Mills falls in front. Jack got the opening goal tonight. Set the tone. Hewitt gave it to Mitchell. High ball to the outer side. Free kick to Richards. Held by Lonergan. Margin 33 points midway through this final term. And Richards, good to see him back. He'll drive it close to the line on the outer side. Good mark by Henderson.
So Henderson switching it rather dangerously, but it's okay. Clark to Murdoch. Motlop. A quiet night. He's had some magical moments this year, but in a slight slump. Slow movement. Careful kick to half forward. Strong mark taken by the captain.
Push out. Give it a 10. Joel, hold there. That's your line. Close to it.
Big work rate.
Joel, 2 metres behind. There it is. Now come out with me.
Big work rate from the skipper. Through the midfield, just kept going forward.
15 gone.
If there are any chance, simply must kick this.
And hasn't. He's got the hook going too often. Just with Teddy Richards, I don't know, Jude, if you're there, did he play forward in the reserves? I mean, do you think we're going to see him as a defensive forward from now on?
No, I think they just wanted to change the structure and get a bit of a contest inside forward 50. I think coming into the game, it was the biggest issue was avenues to goal, but also having a bit of front half presence. And they only had the 5 goal kickers last week against the Doggies, and they're up to 11 today.
Here's Murdoch close to the boundary line, running out of space. Pressure came from Hewitt. Haven't stopped with that pressure tonight. Boundary throw in.
So, Jude, on that, do you reckon he'll play forward against Hawthorn next Thursday night or not?
Oh, well, I think because it's worked so well as that foil, I think they can't change at the moment. He's been organising this forward line, pulling people back, getting it reset each time. So it's worked well structurally.
Cockatoo got it from Blixarves, kicks inside the forward 50, knocked down in front. Mills had a play on the football, did pretty well with his second effort. And against the behind post there from Bartel, we'll have a boundary throw-in.
Come back with me, Jimmy.
Oh, no, in fact, it's on the full, said the umpire,
On that side
because
of the boundary
he got
line.
it clean.
Stay aside.
So the Swans with this big lead. Terrific third quarter. Strong second term after they were headed early. Ruggles held up and the ball up.
The tackling numbers for Sydney at the moment are only 68, and I say only because recent games we've seen Port Adelaide have over 100 and huge numbers like that. But of that 68, gee, they've been good. They've been genuine high-quality tackles. A couple of times where Geelong appeared to be out and they've just managed to hold on. Their pressure has been outstanding.
And saw a bit of it there, didn't we? And, gee, the smother, that really stinging Duncan, but picks himself up. That would whinge you left, right and centre any day of the week. Wow.
I don't think you can underestimate how important it is for the Sydney to have a ruckman who can get his hand to the footy like Naismith has tonight. He's had 19 hit-outs tonight.
32 points the margin. Lloyd does well, improvising with his shepherd there. Lloyd's hand pass knocked down. Cockatoo couldn't find a way through. Blixarves' kick was smothered. Guthrie missed the target. Now Jones is away. Drives a long ball. It's a race towards the outer side wing. Richards and Kolajasny. Kolajasny works in front of Richards. Richards, did it stay in? Well, some of the ball did, obviously. Rowan's got the ball now. He kicks from left half forward. Long down towards full forward. Papley is going back and he takes the mark. Well, just simply outpointed Ruggles. Not sure he was in the best spot for a while, but made the best spot.
Good mark. Love this from Ted Richards. Just stayed in the game. Oh, nearly out. Kolajasny just assumed. You can't assume. Richards got the handball off to Rowan. And then this is clever body use. Read the drop of the ball, just protected the space. Good mark. Well-deserved goal.
Papley comes in and kicks the goal. He's got his second. Well done.
And just what Jude was talking about with Teddy Richards, I mean, that style of play, I mean, that's the importance of him there, isn't it? And Rowan's ability to kick the ball long, I mean, Papley was a good mark, but Rowan's ability to break a tackle and then kick the ball 60 metres.
We talked earlier about Paddy Dangerfield being able to do that. Rowan's another one. Run at 10 and then kick long with that penetration. Just gets over the back of the defence.
So look at the live ladder, and you know, I think Geelong were the bookmakers' favourites certainly about a week ago. There's a good chance Hawthorn will be favourite for the flag for the first time in a long time this season. I mean, they have been perennially for such a long time. And what about next Thursday night? 1v2, Sydney and Hawthorn at the SCG. How big that'll be. Naismith, good tackle, Cockatoo, but Naismith's done his role with all those tap-outs. Aliir, I'm not sure how many mistakes he's made tonight. Not too many. That was so smooth. Kick by Grundy, cut off. Cockatoo off a step. Poor kick. And Mills has been quite superb.
Just over 8 minutes remaining now. Mills to Aliir. Nicely done. Short. Here's Hewitt. Talked about it before the game. Somehow Sydney have found the magic elixir. They're building on the run. Some of these youngsters coming in are doing a terrific job for them. Cockatoo thumps it back towards the kicker. Mills, nicely done. Mitchell, hasn't he worked into the game? Long kick down towards half forward. Over the top, thumped away by Geelong's defence. Mackie on his knees. Blixarves quick hands. Henderson in trouble. Well, came back to him. He was rather lucky. Hand pass from Cockatoo. Ruggles out wide. Zach Smith finds himself in space. That's been a rarity. Back to Guthrie. Guthrie across the ground. Will it get there in time? Conceding nothing. Wonderful by Richards. Knocked it away from Duncan. Coming up is Taylor. Across his bow is McVeigh. Loose ball. Third man gets the cheese. Duncan feeds it forward. Taken now by Murdoch. He slips over. Right at the interchange gates. Finds McCarthy on to Duncan. Now Duncan in clear air. Kicks it down towards half forward. Good kick too. But the mark is taken by Hawkins.
Well, first bit of real separation for Tom Hawkins tonight. Been well held by Heath Grundy with a bit of help from Aliir and also, of course, Dane Rampy, who's been huge.
With me now.
Just a nice kick from Mitch Duncan.
15 gone.
Taylor was good a moment ago, wasn't he? Just to keep McVeigh out of the contest. Just the one for Hawkins tonight. They've just struggled to hit the scoreboard. 8 goals only. That one coming back's a good kick, holding the line. He gets his second, but the Cats still trail by a big margin. This probably sums up his season. It's been an okay year for Hawkins. He's 33 goals. It's all right. He's probably going to end up with 50 odd, but not a big night.
No, not a big night. Hasn't had the impact he would have wanted to have tonight. Tom Hawkins. Geelong have had the inside 50s, given him the chances, but just hasn't been able to get that separation at all from his opponent.
So it went in Hawkins too, and at the other end, Buddy just the one. So
yeah, Tom Lonergan's done a good job on Buddy Franklin. The way Sydney have played, you'd think Buddy would have had even more of an impact on this game, but Grundy's beaten Hawkins, and I think Lonergan's beaten Franklin, but Franklin's got the last laugh.
So a terrific to Zach Smith. Good courage by Jones. Building the ball away. Guthrie. McVeigh's been good. Oh, beautiful hands to Hanbury. Hanbury just trying to get the angle right there. And a boundary throw in. What do you think of Towers, Jude? For us, there's a frame there, and he can make a mistake or two. He's kicked a couple. I mean, how's his development?
Yeah, I think he's gaining confidence each week. I think he had his career high, disposals and goals a couple of games ago. But he's been one of those fringe players. He just needs to keep consistently performing well.
Selwood running out the game hard. Clark, Motlop, Cockatoo. His first inclination is to beat the man. Mitchell, Hanbury. That's holding the ball surely. Good tackle by Clark, not rewarded. Mitchell, well played. Kennedy. And now Jones comes out wide. Towers, nice height, Towers. Misses the mark this time. It rolls out of bounds.
And you talk about Nakai Cockatoo's first inclination, Dennis, to break the tackler. Against teams like Sydney and the really high-quality teams, and when you come into finals, those tackles don't get broken. And that's where he's got to learn. Sometimes just give the first option, do the simple thing well. When there's other times and you've probably got the tackler beaten, that's when you take that chance to do something special.
Kennedy looking for space. He wants the boundary here. This will be interesting, isn't it? Well, Taylor let it go, but he almost runs it out, Harry, but gets it to Ruggles. That kick hanging a bit. Jack almost started the game sensationally. Jack, well, he ragged on. Okay, fair enough. Kick down the line. Good defensive work by Nick Smith. Attacking the ball hard. Strong tackle coming back on him by Ruggles. Back to Zach Jones. He's been important. Back to Lloyd. Lloyd around the body. Clever. Mark taken by Kieran Jack. He set the tone in the first minute. What a difficult week he's had. Stuff that we don't need to know anything about, but we do, sort of, and he's kicked a couple, and in his 200th game, he's covered himself in glory, I reckon.
Stay clear. Out.
And they're going to have a big win.
They certainly are, and he'll enjoy it. Clever, just looking up at the scoreboard. He's going to take every single second. Just professional. Everything he does, Kieran Jack, prepares himself unbelievably well.
He's kicked 3 goals 4 times in a match. Could he do it? No. So that one out on the full. Jared McVeigh, this is his 10th game here, Jared McVeigh. He's never won before at Cadirney Park. He didn't play in that famous victory, obviously. I mean, it's been a long wait for some of these players.
Jones getting high, thumping away from Menzel. Defining match, this one. I think we'll be talking about this later in the season. Geelong really have some fighting back to do now. Humble tonight. Naismith been very good. Hanbury bounced off Lloyd. Clark knocks it out of there. Mitchell, clever hands. Lloyd, surrounded, gets a kick off, floats inside the forward 50. Papley goes back. Free kick to Taylor. Well, probably the one duel they've won. They haven't won too many, and Taylor has done a pretty good job.
2 metres, 2 metres.
He has, with Lonergan, and Henderson's been okay as well. Drops out as I speak, keeps it down. Knew it was going to happen. Papley, he coughs it up. Henderson and a boundary throw. Just thinking about Naismith and the ruck. How far's Tippett away? I mean, is he a long way away?
Well, they put him on the long-term injury list, so they're going to give him as long as he needs. I think it's an 8-week minimum for that injury for a start. So, I mean, this is a chance for Naismith to really cement himself in the spot now.
Played one game, Sam Naismith, before tonight. That was in 2014. I mean, this has been a good performance, hasn't it?
Yeah. The biggest worry about him has been his tank, and that's probably one area they were going to elevate him or put him in the senior side a few weeks ago, but he cramped up at needful level. But he just keeps working on his tank, and he'll be a very, very good player.
You think of the ins tonight: Papley, Aliir, Naismith, and Richards have all been good ins, haven't they?
Jones, another young player, well played. Showed too much of it to Enright, who punches it towards Mills. Enright kept coming, well done. Mills, though, he's stronger than he looks, I've got to say that. Hanbury, Lloyd, we've seen evidence of that tonight. Here's Jack. Towards left half forward. And they're just rubber stamping this victory now. One thing you know about this midfield, as we see Jack kick it to Parker, is every game they come for the long haul. They won't drop off. They will keep coming at you, and that's something Geelong just haven't come to terms with tonight. Even Dangerfield, so good, so brilliant early. But eventually these guys have just outworked their immediate opponents.
Might get that third goal, Den Jack.
Yeah, directly in front. Man on the mark is 45, sorry.
No, that's all right. No, I was going to say, that's what good sides do, Dan. You're absolutely right. They play the same way for the entire game. The intensity's high, the pressure's high, the skill execution under fatigue is high quality, and they just don't go away. And that's what Sydney do so well. And this man certainly leads the way with a few of those other midfielders in all of those areas.
And you're a man qualified to talk about it. Did all of that. There goes the kick from Jack. And he's got it. That's fitting, eh? First goal and maybe the last one. Well done, Kieran Jack.
Gee, that response as strong as it was for the first goal, maybe a little more, eh? And I reckon he nearly teared up there, we need to be truthful.
Yeah, you're right. Would have been a week that he would have absolutely hated, wouldn't have wanted any of that being played out in public, but he's done what he does best. He's played good footy.
So how's this reaction? I mean,
here we go.
He almost tears up a little here, Kieran Jack. So he equals a career high, the 200th game. He's kicked the first goal of the match. He's probably kicked the last goal of the match.
Gee, it shows his mental strength to be able to put all of that aside and then just come out and deliver a captain's performance.
And that's what Jude Bolton told us pre-match. He wasn't exactly that. They have been so impressive tonight, the Swans. And recriminations for Geelong. I mean, it's going to be a long, long week down here at Sleepy Hollow, isn't it?
It will be, yep. Their deficiencies have been found out tonight against a very good team, a team that's going to certainly play finals football and deep into the finals. So Geelong now, they either take what they've learned out of tonight and fix a few things up and get their season going again, or you'd think they may just be one of a number who drop away come the end of the season. Sydney at the moment, with a huge Thursday night game coming up against the Hawks, got themselves a chance to really lock away that top 2 spot and a home final in the first week of finals, and they'd be so hard to beat up there in Sydney.
They probably start favourites next Thursday night after this at home.
Dangerfield. Centering kick. Enright. Dangerfield 18 possessions in the opening term. What's he got now? 34. So they closed him down, and really that was the end of the penny section. Selwood finishes up with the football. Sydney finish up with a victory. Stirring stuff. Kieran Jack, broad smile. 3 goals tonight. Shrugged off the problem he had. So the emotions spill over. He's in his natural habitat in many ways, and perhaps that's where he feels best. Terrific performance by him. We've talked about his problems. Dangerfield, who started so well, it wasn't enough.
Lowest score for the year for Geelong, heaviest defeat for the season. It's been a remarkable night for Sydney.
Long look at themselves coming up, I think, Bruce. One of those long looks.
Well, Jude Bolton, you spoke so glowingly about Kieran Jack pre-match. He delivered in spades, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely, Bruce. 24 disposals, 3 goals. Kieran, how did you manage to compartmentalise after such a tumultuous week? It's been a huge week. How did you get focused on the game?
Oh, yeah, it was tough week, Bolts, but I'm not the only one in this sort of position, The support I had from the football club, fantastic, I was able to move on pretty quickly, and I can't thank the club enough for what they've done. So, I'm just wrapped to get a win. It was really good. Really important for our season, especially to bounce back from last week's disappointment. That was the main thing I was focused on, and great to get a win down here.
You could see the emotion in your eyes, though, when you kicked that last goal and all the boys got around you.
Oh, it's huge. We're like brothers out here, It's great. It's something you can't really describe to other people, but a special feeling and a great win.
And what about, some of the younger blokes who stood up today? Aliir was sensational, and obviously Callum Mills and Dane Rampy off half-back as well.
I thought our back line, which is relatively young now, when you throw Aliir in, was outstanding. He's done his time in the twos, and he's coming in and making a real impact. Really, mate. And I thought he's fantastic. Millsy too. He's glad he kicked his first goal for a change.
And it sets up a huge clash next Thursday against the Hawks.
Yeah, that's right. And we've got to move on pretty quick. Another 6-day break, so I think we can gain confidence off the back of last week into this week, and hopefully another good result.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Box. Good on you.
Yeah, a couple of brothers in arms there, Jude Bolton and Kieran Jack. Aliir was a revelation, Dennis, wasn't he?
Well, he's gone across to Heath Grundy, and Heath Grundy is seeing the future before his eyes, isn't he? Hopefully not his spot.
Yeah. Played against Brisbane in round 6. He played against Melbourne in round 13. And he comes down here. Well, what a collective effort by the midfield, Jude. 33 for Tom Mitchell. He was a big part of it.
Yeah, they were massive. The midfielders, Tommy, obviously, Dangerfield was prolific in that opening term. 18 disposals, but the boys put the clamps on him.
Yeah, obviously we tried to. He's obviously, probably the best player in the comp right now, and it was going to be a, collective effort to try and nullify him as much as we could. But he obviously got off the chain. He's such a good player, but we're just really happy we got the win. What
about the work from Sam Naismith? Obviously, second game up for this season, and just incredible effort in the ruck.
Yeah, awesome effort from him. Obviously, he's only played one game before tonight, and he's been playing some really good footy in the reserves, and he was great for us today and gave us a really good contest.
And the boys were prolific through the midfield in terms of that uncontested possession, and it really bonded together really well through that.
Yeah, we did, and obviously, it was a big day for the club. We wanted to do it for our captain Kizza, and we're really, really proud that we can play alongside him every week and that we got the win for him.
Fantastic work, mate.
Thanks.
You're watching